Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles, and for today's video we're going to be talking about Miss Universe 2022 and more precisely the dark horses of the competition. For the past few days, I have been sharing a bunch of content about Miss Universe with you guys, but of course, we always tend to overlook some of the candidates that still have a lot of potential. So I put together this very special video to share with you a list of 12 candidates that I believe have what it takes to excel during Miss Universe 2022. For each one of them, I'll share some of the background as well as some feedback on the things that they can improve on to excel even more during Miss Universe 2022. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button so that it gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel, of course, for more content like this one almost every single day. And last but not least, be part of the conversation in the comment section down below. I will see you with the full list right after the intro. The first one on the list is actually Miss Universe Malaysia. What I really like about this woman is that in terms of her background, she speaks 5 languages including English, Mandarin, and Malay. She is also working on a kindness campaign, selling Starbucks drinks in order to generate funds that she will eventually donate to different foundations and different causes. At the same time, she does mention that she is a mental health advocate. I do think that she is extremely beautiful. Facially and physically, she is very, very striking, and that's one of the reasons why she caught my attention so well. My only feedback for Miss Malaysia will be to be a little bit more specific when it comes to her advocacy and her description, because this is information taken directly from the Miss Universe website, and they mention various causes without necessarily talking about what these causes are. Next one on the list, we have Miss Iceland. And I told you guys during my last video for the departure looks that she really caught my attention, especially because of her beauty, how natural and fresh she looked on those photos right before she went to New Orleans. And as I promised, here she is on the video for Dark Horses. Now, she is a third-year biology student at the Commercial College of Iceland. She wants to become also a plastic surgeon to help burn victims as well as children with a cleft. We know that especially the children advocacy is something that is very close to the heart of the Miss Universe organization. So I think that this is a good way to get on their good sides, by showcasing that even with her studies, that she wants to pursue something that is near to their vision. She loves outdoors and loves to travel abroad. And it does mention as well that she has visited all 6 inhabited continents. I think that that's a really curious fact about her. And honestly, it just makes me want to know more about her, because a woman who is equally as intelligent as adventurous, it's someone that I would like to see crowned as a Miss Universe. You let me know, what do you think? Next on the list, we have Miss Universe Laos. Also another candidate that I talked about during the departure videos, and I told you that I will include her on the Dark Horses. What I really like about her is that she is the first among women to win the Miss Universe Laos competition. Therefore, this makes it automatically the first woman ever from the Hmong ethnic group to compete at Miss Universe. Already making history for her country and her people, so breaking boundaries for women at the same time. When it comes to Miss Universe Laos, she is a volunteer for underprivileged people, a motivational speaker, and holds a silver medal in Taekwondo. I think that that's also very, very interesting about her. The fact that we have a woman that is equally as beautiful, as intelligent, breaking boundaries, and she can fight too also, so don't mess with her. When it comes to the feedback that I would like to give to Miss Universe Laos, it will be just to be a little bit more outspoken, especially now that she is in New Orleans, that she will have so much media around her. Don't be scared to take opportunities to put yourself out there. If I'm being quite frank, I kind of overlooked her in the beginning because I just didn't see as much content about her online, and therefore she tended to go under the radar. But she's truly beautiful, and I think that she has the potential to make Laos very, very proud. Moving on the list, we have Miss Nigeria. Such a beautiful woman, such a fresh face, and I'm gonna be honest with you, she completely went under my radar up until the moment that she arrived in New Orleans. When I saw the first photos that were released by the press, Jesus, this is a gorgeous woman. Looks like a doll, like a Barbie, you name it. But not everything is about the looks and the body. She's also a student of business management at North Lake College in Dallas. So this girl is studying in the US, therefore good English, so we like that. She visits orphanage homes all over Nigeria, and herself, she is responsible for 2 girls. I really like that, especially when you have an advocacy that is supporting children. I like to see people who are actually really supporting them and not just, talking about it or, spreading awareness. Like, I want to see you do the real work. She is also the founder of the Montana Initiative, which is an organization that works to feed 10 million children all over Africa. Now, this is my feedback for you, Miss Nigeria. I want you to talk more about this because I'm wondering, how do you manage to feed 10 million children? I'm guessing that the logistics behind that must be crazy. And by sharing your story, being more transparent about the entire thing, I think that you can only inspire people who want to do similar things in life. So I'm here for it. The beauty, the work, the body, the purpose, the education, everything. Nigeria is here to conquer. Up next, we have Miss Universe Nepal. I'm so happy to finally feature Miss Nepal because I think that sometimes women from Nepal are criminally underrated. Especially, I remember last year's candidate for Miss Universe, she was definitely so strong. And I'm happy to see that her successor is really on the same level. Now, Miss Nepal this year is a businesswoman and a freelancer model. She did launch her own project for her advocacy, which is called Project Red. This is an initiative work to provide sustainable and free period underpants to the women of Nepal who would otherwise be deprived of sanitary products. This reminds me of her Nas and everything that she has been doing now as a reigning Miss Universe. So that is my first advice for you, Miss Nepal. You have to make sure that there won't be any comparisons to any recent title holders, because to be quite frank, it's a brand new organization. Pretty much we have new management, new owners, everything is new here at Miss Universe, and they're not looking for past title holders. They're looking for someone new, someone fresh, someone who is ready to work, and someone who is ready to elevate the brand of Miss Universe. By having a very similar advocacy, which is great, I don't criticize that. Please do what you're doing, keep on doing it, but you really have to make sure that your approach is different, distinct from the previous title holder. So that's my only challenge for you. And once again, keep doing what you're doing, but keep that in mind. I also want to mention that she is the Guinness World Record holder for walking up the highest ramp in Mount Everest. Girl, just give her a crown for that. Just give her a crown for that. She went up Mount Everest in heels. Queen things. Next on the list, we have Miss Universe Jamaica. Those of you who follow me on my social media pages, you know that I am a fan of Jamaican queens. Miss Jamaican migrated to the USA while pursuing her secondary education and ultimately earning her undergraduate degree in health science at the University of Central Florida. So once again, we have here a girl who is representing a foreign country but living in the US, still being a citizen and meeting all the requirements, of course. But once again, I do like the girls who have a little bit more of international experience because that gives you more of a global vision. So Miss Jamaica, love you for that. And currently she is a registered behavioral technician and therapy provider for children on the autism spectrum. Now, this is something that I would really like to see the Miss Universe organization focus a little bit more on. The autism spectrum, I think that especially since they love to work with children, this is one of those advocacies that sometimes tend to be a little overlooked, but that is so important. And there is so much awareness to create around this. So I like the fact that Miss Jamaica not only brings the beauty, the class, the elegance, and all of the things that usually Jamaican queens give to us, and simultaneously being someone that can put in the work and come from a professional perspective. So I really appreciate that. Now let's talk about one of the most overlooked Latinas, this batch of girls, and of course that is Miss Universe Chile. For those of you who have not checked her out on social media, please go ahead, do yourself a favor and go look at her page. She is so beautiful. And to be quite frank, I feel like sometimes queens from Chile don't get the recognition that they deserve. Of course, Chile doesn't strike me as a powerhouse in pageantry, but that doesn't mean that they don't have the beauty and the substance that is required to win an international pageant. Now, when it comes to this year's Miss Chile, she moved to the US at a young age with her mom because her parents got divorced. And she and her family experienced discrimination, bullying, and racism as a result of not knowing the local language and having cultural differences. We all know that this is a reality for a lot of immigrants. I mean, I am an immigrant myself, first generation, and I moved to a country in North America. And I also have experienced some of these things, so I know where she's coming from. As a result, she felt compelled to collaborate with other immigrants seeking a better quality of life. Once again, I can also relate to this. We always said back in Canada, immigrants stick together. They like to protect one another because we know that sometimes there's a lot of ignorance out there in society. She founded and manages the Women Alert social network, which aims to improve visibility and education on issues that affect women. Everything is good here. Miss Chile, my only feedback for you is give us more information about what this page, Woman Alert, stands for. Like, I want solid answers, not just they advocate and they do this and that, because otherwise, for someone who is not familiar or for people who don't take the time to go and check it out, it might just come across as managing an Instagram page, right? So I want to make sure that you are doing more things and achieving more with your platform, because you are competing at the biggest pageant in the world and trying to get the biggest platform in the world for a beauty queen as well. The next candidate on my list will not disappoint you. I'm talking about Miss Universe Germany. I have heard so many comments for the past few days of people who really want Miss Universe to crown a blonde. Of course, we love blondes as well. We love everyone, but I want them to be qualified for the job as well. So Miss Universe Germany is a very young woman. She is only 24 years old and she is a business owner. She is also a Pilates trainer, a model. She has a love for animals and the environment and has been a vegetarian since the age of 2 years old and a vegan since the age of 12. That's really amazing. She started the entire vegan journey when she was only 2 years old. She also dances different genres such as ballet, Latin, and jazz, and also practices sheer dance. So she's a beautiful and talented woman. She believes that having a positive mindset and grateful heart are the keys to having a fulfilled, successful, and happy life. I couldn't agree more. And that's a very good message to put out there, especially with a platform such as Miss Universe. Now, Miss Germany, you are gorgeous, facially, physically, everything. My only concern is on the official page of Miss Universe, there is no information about your advocacy. It's all about the positive message and uplifting, and that's good. But I also want to know concretely, like, what are you doing that will justify the fact that you would be the rightful winner of the Miss Universe competition. It's okay, we still have time ahead of the competition, but please put in the work and address this as soon as possible, because the competition already started like yesterday. So we need to know, we need to be aware, and we need to be ready to support equally. Let's continue talking about blondes, and the next one on the list is Miss Universe Honduras. Just look at this beauty. Magnificent. I am so happy with this woman. Her social media is incredible. And to be quite honest, her background is even better. So Miss Honduras is an independent woman who works as a model to finance her college education. She is currently pursuing dual bachelor's degrees in international business and digital marketing from Atlantis University in Miami. I think that this type of backgrounds will really put her in the right side of the Miss Universe organization, because it's like the best of both worlds, like international business and digital marketing. Come on, that's like 70% of the job of a Miss Universe. She has always been very mindful of the needs of others, and for that reason, she has joined several non-profit organizations. To be fair, I have also checked her social media and I have seen her getting involved with politicians and certain events in the United States to also bring visibility to her awareness, to her advocacy. So I really like to see that, the fact that she's putting in the work. She does mention as well that in the past, she helped a transgender person to find shelter and gave them information about different resources that they can access in order to have better conditions. We all know that, especially now that Miss Anne is the owner of the Miss Universe organization, she really wants to put a spotlight on the transgender issues and the inequality and all of the struggles that the transgender community goes through. So in a way, without even knowing it, I think that Miss Honduras has been doing a job that we don't hear a lot about, and I think that is really gonna put her on the good graces of the Miss Universe organization. What do you think? Okay, now let's get real. One of my faves this year is none other than Miss Universe Ecuador. Look at her, such a beautiful, fierce woman. And what I like the most about her is the versatility. Go to her Instagram page and look at all of the different looks. I like how she can adapt to any sort of attire, any environment, any photo shoot. She gives us so many different hairstyles, and like, this woman is a chameleon. Now, when it comes to her background, her and her grandmother enjoy singing all type of songs. This is on the Miss Universe organization page, by the way. Thanks to her family, she became an enthusiast for painting and developed love for animals and sports. Now, I do love someone who is down to earth, close to her family, has her passions, and she's not afraid to follow them in singing, painting, advocating for animals. All of that is amazing. She is a nurse and a model. I have so much respect for nurses. I have some nurses in my family, and nurses work their butts off, and sometimes they don't even get compensated fairly. So big respect for you, Miss Ecuador. She has a special focus on the young children of the Esmeraldas province with her own project called Diamond Youth, in a collaboration with Herminar Foundation, which is local foundation back in Ecuador. So she is also focusing precisely on the youth in her locality where she comes from, which is the Esmeralda province. Honestly, for me, she is checking all of the boxes. I'm really happy. And once again, I invite you, go and check her out on social media. You will see that she is one of the most complete queens out there at the moment. Let's not forget about the stunning Miss Universe Dominican Republic. Look at her. Oh my God. I mean, I can see a Miss Universe right here. She's even wearing a dress that Natalie Kubaba wore recently. And to be honest, she matches the look of a Miss Universe. So Miss Dominican Republic moved to the US when she was only 13 years old and without the ability to speak any English. I can actually relate to this because I moved to Canada when I was 13 and I did not speak French at all. Had to learn it on the spot. She moved from a rural park in Dominican Republic to the Bronx in the United States. So not only that is already a huge contrast, but from Dominican Republic to one of the most controversial neighborhoods in New York City as well. So that must have been like a rough transition. Her struggle as an immigrant sparked a fire in her to protect systematically marginalized communities. I understand as an immigrant and also going to the Bronx, that she must have seen a lot, and I can see why she would like to make a change. But Tan Biful, this is a really smart woman. She actually was the winner of the Google's Pay It Forward Award for her dedication to her community and also earned a BA in psychology from the City College of New York. So, brains right here. Her ultimate goal is to become the first female ambassador of the Dominican Republic in the United Nations. Those are great ambitions, and I think that Miss Dominican Republic not only has the look, but she definitely has the story and the background as well. I know that a lot of you guys have been sending me messages and comments about her, and believe me, I do see the potential. So I'm excited for her at Miss Universe. And of course, how can I forget about the queen who is representing my country, Miss Universe Canada, Amelia too. I know that back in the day when Amelia was crowned as Miss Universe Canada, I was a little bit skeptical, like I have some doubts because I thought that the performance was not the most solid. As I said back then, there were no malicious comments. The goal is always to see her improve herself and become like an even better version of the person that she was when she was crowned. And in all fairness, that's exactly what she has been doing. Amelia is pursuing a dual bachelor degree in biology and business at the University of California. She is passionate about environmental sustainability and has established her company called Organic Code, which includes an organic skincare collection and sustainable clothing line. Sana all. In all fairness, one thing that I will mention about Amelia is that from all of the girls that I've been following, she is probably the one that I've seen myself putting in the most work. She has traveled so much. She has been to different charity events, fashion week events. She even hosted her own event for her own brand. So I think that although a lot of people criticize her and might not see her as a threat in the competition, she is fighting the good fight right here. She also works closely with a number of non-profit organizations. And once again, you just gotta go on her social media and you will see everything right there. I'll be honest, about her, my biggest concern was that she is giving me very youthful vibes. And when you get to Miss Universe, especially with the batch of girls that we have this year, such fierce, strong, mature, independent women, my biggest fear was that she might come across as being like the little sister in the group. But you know what? I guess that at this point, we have to trust Amelia. We have to trust her team and what they have been doing up until this point. I'm really happy for her and I'm glad that she is representing us at Miss Universe. So there you go, everyone. Those were the 12 candidates that I wanted to highlight as being dark horses of Miss Universe 2022. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about them? Do you agree with me? Is there someone that you would like to add on the list? I will be reading everything that you have to say. Don't forget to hit the like button so that this video gets recommended to more people and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss on the new videos that I will be uploading almost every single day. I will see you soon with more content. Until then, stay safe, be kind to one another, send you all my love, all my kisses. And I will see you on the next one. Bye!